digital age, staying ahead of the curve is crucial for success. Turabo Business School is committed to empowering the next generation of leaders with the skills they need to thrive. We present you our special computer training exclusively designed for SS3 and JSS3 graduates. Our comprehensive program covers a wide range of topics, including Microsoft Word, master the art of document creation and editing, unlock the power of data analysis and visualization, Microsoft Access, learn to manage and analyze database, Microsoft PowerPoint, create stunning presentations that captivate audiences, graphic design using CorelDRAW, unleash your creativity and design skills, Photoshop, enhance your image editing skills and create stunning visuals, programming using web design, build dynamic websites and web applications, database development.
You are watching News Hour on SOM TV, your trusted source to the pulse of the nation. Stay engaged with us on Facebook at SOM TV and catch every moment live on YouTube at SOM TV Live. And now here are the top stories making headlines. World oldest marathon runner Fuja Seha dies at 114 after being hit by vehicle in Punjab. Dangote launches approval process for Nigeria's largest deep seaport in Ogun State. Former President Muhammadu Buhari laid to rest in Daura amid state honors and public mourning. I am Esther Oka-Steven with the news info. India's Fuja Seha, widely believed to be the world's oldest marathon runner, has died at the age of 114 after being struck by a vehicle in his native village of Bayas in Punjab, India. Seha, known globally as the Turban Tornado, began competitive running at age 89 and completed full marathon up to the age of 100. Though not officially recognized by Guinness World Records due to lack of a birth certificate, his family maintained he was born on April 1, 1911. Seha gained international fame for his endurance, appearing in Olympic torch rally and global campaigns. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi praised him as an inspired figure whose commitment to fitness influenced generation. Aliko Dangote has begun the approval process of a major seaport project in Olokola, Ogun State, which aims to become Nigeria's largest and deepest port. Positioned near its Lekki refinery and fertilizer complex, the port will facilitate exports of fertilizers, petrochemical and LNG while easing equipment import. Beyond supporting its businesses, the project is expected to attract private investment, create jobs, reduce logistic costs, and boost trade efficiency. Dangote also plans to build pipelines from the Niger Delta to increase LNG export and start distributing fuel across Nigeria using 4,000 gas-powered trucks. These initiatives are projected to enhance Nigeria's export capacity, grow non-oil revenue, and support border economic development. Former President Muhammadu Buhari was laid to rest in his hometown of Daura on Tuesday, July 15th. In a statement, burial marked by solemnity, military pageantry, and widespread public mourning. The ceremony drew President Bola Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima, several African leaders, governors, ministers, and dignitaries from across Nigeria and beyond. A 21-gun salute echoed as Buhari's flag-draped casket was received at Katsina Airport and transported to Daura, where thousands gathered in tribute. The Salatul Janaza, who led by the chief imam of Daura, with interment taking place at 5:50 p.m. under tight security. Emotions ran high as friends, family, and citizens paid their last respect to the leaders remembered for his simplicity, integrity, and decades-long public service. Taraba State Governor Dr. Abu Kefas has commended the federal government for its commitment to boosting regional integration and cross-border trade through the ongoing construction of the Gembu-Yanglip Road on the Mambila Plateau. During an inspected tour with Honorable M.J. Umar, chairman of Sardauna local government area, Governor Kefas described the project as a strategic trade corridor linking Nigeria and Cameroon and for economic revival in the region. Initiated under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, the road is expected to significantly enhance commerce, tourism, and agricultural logistics between Taraba State and Cameroon's Adamawa and Northwest region. Honorable Umar echoed the sentiment, calling the road a bridge of opportunity, peace, and prosperity for communities long hindered by poor infrastructures. He emphasized that the project marked a turning point for the Mambila Plateau, signaling renewed federal attention and investment. Once completed, the road is expected to reduce travel time, improve safety, and unlock new economic opportunity, transforming the remote, mountainous area into a regional trade hub. Nigeria, in the wake of a sober moment in its national history, has entered a period of collective reflection and tribute as the nation grapples with the loss of its former president Muhammadu Buhari, who passed away in London after a illness. His death on Sunday sent ripples of mourning across the country, eliciting heartfelt tribute from political leaders, religious communities, citizens, and international stakeholders. As his burial unfolded, multiple events, both official, have played out in his honor, signifying the complex legacy of a leader who tried diverse emotions across all socio-political sectors. To begin with, in Jos Plateau State, a heartfelt funeral prayer, known in Islam as Gaib, was held in the Yandoya community of Jos North. The ceremony was led by community Imam Malam Mohammed Buhari and drew hundreds of mourners from different parts of the area. Imam Buhari explained that the prayer was a gesture of reverence for the late president's contributions to the nation and was further motivated by Aisha's Buhari public plea for Nigeria to forgive her husband's shortcomings. In his words, forgiveness is a divine principle and honoring the dead align with Islamic tradition regardless of political divisions. A similar prayer session was held in Gombe State, where residents gathered in solemn assembly to mourn Buhari's passing. Their citizens remembered him as a long leader whose influence shaped national discourse for decades. From his military rule in the 1980s to his two-term democratic presidency, Buhari's presence loomed large over Nigeria's political strain. Some TV correspondents complete the report.
Janaza Gaib, a funeral prayer in absentia for the soul of late President Muhammadu Buhari, was performed in the early morning of Tuesday by Gombe residents at Fantami Stadium in Gombe, the Gombe state capital. The special prayer, marked by solemn reflection, was held in honor of the elder statesman whose passing struck a deep emotional chord among citizens who revered his values and leadership style. In an interview, the cleric who led the prayer section, Ustaz Safiano Umar, said,
We ask Allah to forgive Muhammadu Buhari, overlook his shortcomings, and grant him Jannatul Firdaus. His contribution to society, especially among the youth, will not be forgotten.
As the prayer concluded, tribal poured in. Mourners described the late president as a man of humanity, integrity, and selfless service, qualities that resonate strongly, especially with the younger generation.
We are here to mourn and to pray for the departed soul of our dear former president, General Buhari, who happens to be a lover of Gombe. And Alhamdulillah, we have shown to the world, to the Islamic Ummah, that we love Muhammadu Buhari. We, the people of Gombe, we are here on behalf of everybody, the loving people of Gombe, to pray for a departed soul of our dear former president. Alhamdulillah, that's what we did.
President Muhammadu Buhari, former of late memories, all his entire life, he was a kind of making effort to see that people, more especially the masses, have a kind of a life that will sustain them. He have done a lot, right from the military era to the PTF regime, and when he was president. So at least he have done a lot, even though he have some one or two issues that we are all humans, we must have one or two issues that at least people will not be happy with them. But averagely, he have done well, and we are mourning at this time, and we also pray for other leaders that are still alive to kind of emulate him in some areas that he have done his leadership in this country.
Inspired us through his character and compassion. Even though he is no longer with us, his legacy will continue to guide us.
Touched by his lifelong dedication, public service, and humanity, many called for the creation of Charity Foundation in Buhari's name. The proposed foundation will serve orphans, the poor, and students, echoing the late president's values of compassion and social justice.
Let us honor him, not just with words, but with action. A foundation in his name can carry forward the good he began. We urge his family and supporters to pursue this as Sadaqatul Jariyah.
Though Muhammadu Buhari has departed, the heartfelt prayers, glowing tributes, and unified call for lasting memory. From Gombe, Kamal Hamado, Sun TV News.
In Katsina State, particularly in his hometown of Daura, the loss felt deeply personal. Residents remember Buhari not just as a former president, but as a member of their community, a humble man who maintained close ties with his roots. According to the word head of Dumuko, Buhari's birthplace, the late president was committed to communal values, respected elders, and observed religious obligations, including regular attendance at congregational prayers. His neighbors described him as a man of faith and humility, and prayed earnestly for his soul to be granted peace in an afterlife. The wave of mourners also reached Nigerian political establishment. In Jigawa State, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) expressed condolences in a formal statement. Despite long-standing political rivalry with Buhari's All Progressive Congress (APC), the PDP acknowledged the late president's dedication to national development and democratic governance. Umar Kiarai, the party's publicity secretary, emphasized the need for national unity in this moment of grief and urged Nigerians to support the current administration and it navigates the country's ongoing challenges. Adding institutional weight to the period of national mourning, the federal government declared a public holiday to honor the deceased leader. In light of this, the Kwara State Ministry of Education and Human Capital Development announced the postponement of the Basic Education Certificate exam from 15th July to 17th July 2025. The shift, while causing minor disruption, was received with understanding by parents and educators alike, with the ministry expressing gratitude for stakeholders' cooperation during the unexpected change. Prominent Nigerians and international figures alike have taken time to reflect on Buhari's life and leadership, notably Amina Mohammed, United Nations Deputy Secretary General, visited the Nigerian House in New York to pay her respects, recalling her professional collaboration with Buhari, both during his time as chairman of the Petroleum Trust Fund and as Nigerian Minister of Environment. She praised him as a disciplined and purpose-driven leader who greatly influenced her trajectory in public service. Back home, Femi Adesin, Buhari's former special advisor on media and publicity, offered a poignant personal recollection. In a deep emotional reflection, Adesina described the warmth he often saw in Buhari's eyes and the subtle, heartfelt gesture that defined their interaction. This image of Buhari, the man behind the title, add a layer of intimacy to the broader national memory being constructed. As Nigeria mourns its former leader's life continue with significant policy move, infrastructure development, and socio-political updates emerging across the Federation. In the spirit of innovation and economic transformation, the Taraba state government is charting a bold path by partnering with African Industries Limited to implement a scrap metal recycling project. This initiative aligns with Governor Abu Kefu's Waste to Wealth agenda aimed to convert metal waste into viable industrial products. The project not only tackles environmental degradation, but also promises job creation, industrial stimulation, and a positioning of Taraba as a hub for sustainable innovation. A recent delegation from African Industries, led by Salisu Mohammed, conducted a feasibility tour across Jalingo and assessed scrap availability, a promising step towards a genuine economic. In a more distressing development, Senator Pam Dukchoyang of Plateau North has strongly condemned the recent killing in Joel, Rim, and Jebu villages, which resulted in over 30 fatalities. Describing the assault on Jebu as warlike, the senator urged the National Assembly to enact decisive legislative responses. He also called for the restructuring of Plateau State security apparatus, especially the Special Military Task Force, and reached out to legislative leadership for intervention. The attack have had a devastating impact on local farmers, disrupting both economic activities and community safety. In Kano, Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf has advanced its agenda on rural electrification by distributing 500 electricity transformers across the state. Ranging from 500 kVA to 200 kVA units, the transformers are sourced from international manufacturers and from part of a wider strategy to expand access to reliable electricity. Additionally, Kano has begun evacuating power from the newly completed 10-megawatt Tiger hydropower plant, and several renewable energy projects are underway. Community leaders have praised the initiative, noting its potentials 2. Economic growth and enhanced quality of life on undeserved rural areas. Elsewhere, political dynamics are evolving in Kaduna State, where a coalition of opposition leaders, including former members of the APC, PDP, and Labour Party, has vowed to the ruling APC and Governor Uba Sani in the upcoming 2027 election. Led by Salihu Mohammed Lukman, former APC National Vice Chairman, the coalition has adopted the African Democratic Congress ADC as its platform. Their agenda focuses on grassroots mobilization, internal democracy, and people-centered governance. With support from prominent political figures such as Senator Dati Baba Ahmed and Nenadi Usman, the movement is gaining traction with mass registration and consultation already in progress across the state's 23 local government areas. In Anambra State, the government has approved a robust 31.6 billion naira infrastructure plans, including the delucisation of the Ekwelobia-Nobi Road, part of a strategic beltway linking 4 major cities. Commissioner Law Mafo stated that additional projects include roadworks in Okpoko enhancement at the College of Nursing Sciences and procurement of digital multiband jammers. The State Executive Councils also urged the occasion to observe a minute of silence in memory of Muhammadu Buhari, illustrating a former president's national significance even at subnational level. On the legal front, the Osun State High Court has sentenced 6 individuals and 2 years imprisonment for the unlawful possession of firearms during the 2023 general election, though they were acquitted of charges related to public disturbance. Their arrest by the Department of State Service DSS in La Oregon and the subsequent sentences signal the judiciary's commitment to electoral integrity and public order. Each convict was offered the option of fines ranging from 100,000 to 200,000. Simultaneously, the Niger State Development Commission, NDDC, issued a stern public disclaimer distancing itself from a fraudulent skills acquisition program allegedly run in Bayelsa and Rivers State by a religious group. The Commission emphasized its commitment to transparency, noting that all empowerment schemes are properly publicized and verifiable through official platform. We're heading into a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. There's more compelling content just ahead.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast, and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride your way.
Glad to have you back. The Church of Nigerian Anglican Communion has once again reaffirmed its stance against LGBTQ practices, with Bishop Nyoyi Egba of Calabar clarifying the church position during a press briefing ahead of the diocesan meeting. While acknowledging that LGBTQ individuals are welcome to worship, the bishop emphasized the same-sex relationship remain inconsistent with biblical doctrine. He further linked Nigerians' declining moral values to the historical takeover of mission schools, underscoring the church's renewed investment in education. On the public health front, the Ekiti state government has issued a diphtheria alert urging residents to remain vigilant despite no confirmed cases in the state. With over 30,000 cases and 1,400 deaths nationwide this year, the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Oyebanji Falani, reiterated the need for hygiene, vaccination, and timely reporting of symptoms. Health workers remain on standby in collaboration with federal agencies. Lastly, in response to international visa challenges, President Bola Tinubu has directed all federal ministries and agencies to enhance coordination for verifying Nigerians seeking visa abroad. Following policy changes by the United States and United Arab Emirates, Tinubu assured both citizens and foreign governments that Nigeria is committed to global cooperation. He emphasized a new unified verification system under the 4D foreign policy agenda, reaffirming the nation's dignity on the international stage. And that brings us to the end of News Hour from Som TV. Do also follow us on Facebook at Som TV and on YouTube at Som TV Live. Do stay tuned for more lineup of programs from Som TV. I am Esther Oka-Steven. Stay blessed.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing